to do it in front of you because they can't handle that heat coming back.
They have the robot.
And so, if Republicans win the House and the Senate in November, we're going to need Joanne Reed, but especially Tiffany Cross. We're going to need people who are on air, who are unafraid to fight. See, when it's time to fight, you don't bring soft people to a fight. What's the song? What's the song, Michael? Knuck or Buck? Is that the song?
Knuck if you buck.
Knuck if you buck.
Knuck if you buck. Yeah.
MSNBC execs, NBC execs, y'all need to get some knuck or buck. Y'all need to wake up and understand what is going on here.
All right, I was waiting for the part where they get to basically advocating for cancel culture. Right, they want Fox News advertisers to pull Tucker Carlson because it's commenting. This guy, I mean, the point of the video is this. There's some things you can't defend. Especially, again, in a situation like this, we complain that you're fighting against racism, okay? You're anti-racist, you're a race crusade or whatever. When somebody on your side is clearly being racist, they're clearly spewing racial hate, you don't defend that, right? You can't come out here and defend it. Maybe you should actually address her. There's a way to engage in conversation, in debate, in criticism of people without spewing racial hate, which is what Tiffany Cross is doing. But he doesn't want to address it. He doesn't want to talk about it. He wants to dance over it and just basically say, well, everybody's scared of me, right? Nobody wants to debate me, you know, blah, 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 blah. MSNBC needs to defend them. And it's like, you're defending the defensive. They can't defend it. They're not going to defend it. So, again, it's stuff like this that shows you these people have no integrity. They are about themselves. They're about power. They're not about actually trying to fight racism or fix racist assault. They're not about any of that. They're simply about themselves, right? And that's basically what it comes down to. Tucker Carlson rightfully called them out. They should have been called out a long time ago. Nobody else let them get away with it. The only reason they're able to get away with it is because they're black women. That's it. And if you fire them, or if you punish them for, then here come the accusation of racism from guys like him, right? Which is the most powerful thing this man has. And that's why he's working so hard to protect it, which is accusing other people of being racist. That's all he got, right? Because outside of that, nobody really gives a damn about what he has to say. So, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share it. Like it.
Rocket barrage incoming.
This festive season, glam up, style up with lifestyle.
30 seconds.
There's nothing good about it. People who don't grow up don't find the sort of meaning in their life that sustains them through difficult times, and they're certainly encountering difficult times. And they're left bitter and resentful and without purpose, hostile, resentful and vengeful, arrogant and deceitful, and of no use to themselves and of no use to anyone else. No partner for a woman. Nothing in it is good. Help people understand why it's necessary and important to grow up and adopt responsibility. Why that isn't a shake your finger and get your act together sort of thing. Why it's more like a delineation of the kind of destiny that makes life worth living. I've been telling young men, but it's not. I wasn't specifically aiming this message at young men to begin with. It just kind of turned out that way.
And it's mostly, you admit, it's mostly men listening. I mean,
it is.
Your audience is male.
Well, it's about 80% on YouTube, which is YouTube is a male domain primarily, so it's hard to tell how much of it is because YouTube is male and how much of it is because of what I'm saying. But what I've been telling young men is that